Welcome, Runaway Warlords, to a One Piece panel by panel breakdown. That intro is incredibly too cringy, and with me I have Cool Kid and Dark Brit. Dark Brit, you're dropping some links down. Cool Kid, you had a great Thanksgiving. Is that correct?
Yeah, I had a fantastic Thanksgiving. It was so great that I almost forgot we skipped a week.
Oh right. Oh my gosh, is that true? Have we been off for a week?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
have.
We've been off for a
Oh
week.
yeah.
'Cause,
Wait, my internet went down.
yeah, yeah, because I did the live reaction to episode 1000. I was going to do a jump into the Runaway Warlord stream where we react to the chapter, but you were mysteriously gone.
Well, in that, I've cooked up a brilliant idea. Is we're going to do a One Piece panel by panel breakdown of the chapter. We're going to go in depth into every page. Two live reactions. One, wise leader, which is Cool Kid, into these desperate times where we need someone that's already seen the chapter to help us get through. So, with that being said, we got chapter 1033. Shimotsuku Kaizaburo, right? That's Shimotsuki
Shimotsuki.
Shimotsuki
Inosuke.
Kuzaburo. There we go.
Wait
And
a second. Wait a second. Shimotsuki is Grandpa. Zoro's dad.
oh, okay, okay.
But, and perfect intro for Zoro. We have a reader request. Drew, if you would, please.
Tashigi dressed as bad guy getting defeated by baby penguins playing heroes. Ah, oh, that's funny. Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
love you.
Smoker wants no part of this.
Right, he's like,
Yeah, I
all
love
these
how Smoker.
all these childish games, and we got So that's
Are are they dressed like Sora?
Uh, I mean,
oh, that's
I
interesting.
think so.
Yes, it does look like it. But the shark is the
Sora,
bad guy.
the champion of the sea, the one that fights Jerma Double Sixsaw from the North Blue comic book.
Also, I had trouble remembering the word cardboard, but it's a cardboard sword. We see the corrugated edges right there. So they do have access to that kind of technology out here. So that's great. And yeah, it looks good. But yeah, they're in a snowy climate. Anything else you guys got?
No,
Thank
I just
you.
like the fact that Smoker just literally has his weapon saying, "Do not come close to me. Do not touch me. I want no part of you monsters."
Yeah. It's a pretty cool new cover page. Love it.
All right, let's go to the first page.
So,
Yeah.
before we jump in, really quickly though, the anime revealed last night that remember when Hawkins was like, someone has a 1% chance of living?
Yes.
And everyone was just like, oh my god, who was it? Who was it? Who was it?
Who was
It
it?
was Drake.
Yeah.
So when Drake was asked trying to get him to betray Kaido, and he was like, some man has a 1% chance of living.
It was
And then when
Drake.
when they jumped Drake, Hawkins was just like, the person who I said has a 1% chance of living was you. And I'm sitting there just like, so it was Drake. So yes, for anyone who was wondering, I know no one was, but for anyone who was wondering who that prediction was of who's not going to live by tomorrow, it was Drake.
The thing is that could easily, it's so generic, it's like that could easily just go to anybody anyway. So
It could.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
it's
yeah,
nice that
it's
the
good
anime
influence.
actually told
yeah,
us.
I
who it
agree.
was for.
I agree. Okay, so we're now let's go to I guess the second page, but the first
Yeah.
page.
So my fault. I just wanted to let everyone know that.
Yeah, right. Poignant
Okay.
information here. The outside dome, Zoro versus King. Okay,
Oh,
we
yeah.
got and we have a view of Onigashima. Enma, who gives you permission to unleash your power? And Zoro again contains Enma and socks his hake back out. And what's wrong? Having an argument? And King is coming in with his sword over his shoulder, coming in for a strike like that. And we see Zoro's. Well, I'm just now that we're saying we're going panel by panel, I'm like really looking at these, and yeah,
I do enjoy the fact that one King noticed but also the aspect of Zorro, because we didn't get the chance to talk about this last week. Because
Yeah.
Zorro is responding to the shamisen, and remember, before we got the ending of Act 2, shamisen Black Miria started playing the shamisen. So I think
There's something
this
connected
might be
there.
queuing us up to end Act 3 because we have the shamisen playing, ending the act.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
look, Act Three's got to end at some point, right?
That's cool kid telling us that I'm right because he knows.
Well, wait, what?
Well, he read before, so that could be a spot
Oh,
on.
yeah, this is the one. No, come on. I think we have to get rid of some fights first, but we'll see. We'll see. What's wrong? Having an argument, and a king is coming in. Got the Doom sound effect, and Zoro's ready for the next hit here, and he goes, "Huh?" And it looks like King is already there, and like as if he just stood in front of him and stopped in his tracks. And Zoro's confused. He goes, "Huh?" And there's like a little like anger dot right here, and yeah, King is just stead in place, and the sound effect is FWUP, FWUP, like you can kind of imagine like a spring coming back and stopping in place, basically, like FWUP, like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it. Huh.
Okay, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And then Zoro stabs him. He's like, "Okay, you're right there." With Enma, by the way. He stabs him with Enma.
But nothing, though.
And then King goes, "Jackpot." Okay. And Zoro's confused. And then in the next panel, it's a big explosion. With the flames reaching higher than the horns of Onigashima. Like, this is huge explosion. This is like mega.
So does he just blow himself up? Like, that's now a question. Or
Yeah.
does he?
Well, look
He has
at
the ability to ignite the air around him, is what I'm understanding. Is that what I'm starting to understand?
But it also has something to do with him stabbing him. Because he waited, he stepped right in front of him and was like, "All right, I'm ready for you to stab me." And then,
Oh,
once
Because
he
he
did
knew it
that,
was probably going to blow up.
interesting. Well,
That's how I can understand this.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Pop guy from
Exactly.
Dressrosa.
I was just thinking that.
But we still don't know enough, so I think we should go to the next page here. Do you guys have anything else on those panels?
not really.
Other than when Zoro is poking King, it reminds me of Doflamingo and Luffy, like how Luffy can retain his hockey but keep rubberized.
It's
Kind of
true.
looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very flexible, basically. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go to the next one. Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower, Skull Dome.
We're jumping everywhere. Geez.
Oh my gosh. Wahaha! That was the pirate hunter on the snail just now, wasn't it? Trust me, he can't beat King. And yeah, we see some. Yeah, it looks like. Well, are those prison bars right there that we're looking at? Or those are probably just panels of the.
Yeah, those are
geisha
the sliding doors that they have
Right.
Yeah.
in Japanese society. Those little paper thin doors that they do.
Yeah, and yeah, we can see the damage from before, right? Is that not from? Is that King's strike outside, or is that Queen missing one of his burst shots, his bean cannon?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
So top of page 4, there's a huge hole. There's holes in the wall going all the way through the court.
Well, I think that was from the kick that Sanji did, and
Yeah.
was it 2 chapters ago at this point?
Okay.
Yeah, because Queen's back up in there, in that hole. I can see him from here.
Yeah. Okay. So we have that, and then you can't beat King. Trust me, he can't beat King. Sanji with some ... some ellipses. That guy's a remnant of the extinct Lunarians, a monster capable of surviving in any natural environment. Okay, so well, let me finish this page here. In the distant past, his people were known as gods. Then why would they have died out? You want to know? Go ask a history book. Okay, so end of exposition there. So
if they were known as gods, the celestial dragons definitely had them killed.
right,
Hands
Yeah,
down.
definitely.
Hands down.
especially with that terminology being used, for sure.
Exactly. That
In,
automatically tells me that they were persecuted to no end.
in
Oh
the
yeah.
yeah, so then we see. So the panels here are, Queen looking from inside the hole out at Sanji, and Sanji still rocking the opposite curl, right? Because it's not on the inside; it's on the outside now. And it's kind of now I'm looking at
Yeah,
this.
it's still the same.
It's definitely strange to see him like that. It's like what side of the new world am I on?
That's fair.
In the distant past, yeah, and then we see some people battling in the courtyard. Yeah, and then he fires up another bean cannon, and I love how Sanji asked the questions that we want to know. It's like, what's going on with this, and
No, Sanji's not asking anything.
oh, I guess
Queen's
he's not,
literally
is he?
Queen's literally just being evil villain and saying everything. But that's also the good dichotomy is that King is not going to say anything about who he is in his race. But Queen is going to spill everything. So we're going to find out simultaneously as Zorro is figuring out how to kill this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I very much dig it. I very, very much dig it.
Okay, and I think I got 2 more pages, right? I got 5 and 6.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to this, and we go to the floating island, and we see
Back up at the top, I guess.
we still see some smoke rings around there. It doesn't look like Momo's making much. It doesn't look like he's adding too many clouds in there, if any. If I can even see one cloud.
I'm trying to see. I think I see Momo down at the bottom left corner.
Right.
Yeah, I do see Momo.
I think that's him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
You think that's him
Okay.
on the bottom left, right there?
So
no, what that is? No, I can definitely see it. Yeah.
Yeah, first panel, bottom left,
Mhm.
where it's like a downward shot, and you see like a little string black thingy.
Right.
It looks like it's touching the fire stuff, so that could. I'm hoping that's him.
I'm presuming, at least.
And then we get back to Zorro here. That was close. I'd be dead if I hadn't put up my armament hockey in time. But how is he still alive? He blew himself up. One sword style. Death Lion Song. Okay, this is one of my favorite moves from Zorro is the Lion Song. This is what he used against Kuma. This is what he used against, I believe, Mr. One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is his most. This is his. I'm gonna put one strike on you super fast, where you cannot dodge it, and it's gonna hurt you. So it's like power, speed, and but it takes him. You have to be like in a line in front of him. Like he's not gonna do this just like in the middle of combat. This is like a standoff, sword draw technique. And this time though, he's not using Enma, is he? He's using.
That looks like Watto.
Yeah, that looks like the Wado Uchimanji.
Watto.
Which, by the way, I think is what he used when he used it against Kuma as well. And now I gotta look up Mr. One, but I believe that's his preferred sword for this technique, which is interesting.
Right. I'm sorry, I don't remember every time you use which sword and which move, so I can't pull that out from memory, but I feel like that probably is right.
Right, and so we got some exclamation marks here, and then a damage splurt. Either that's blood or just like the damage line, basically.
I think it's damage line, and I think that's the whole point of this chapter, is to find out. Well, one, Shimotsuki's the name of the chapter, so my toes are kind of curling
I
ready
don't
for
know
that.
what it could mean. I mean, I have no clue.
But I am very interested in how this plays in because Zoro's gonna have to figure out how to cut this dude.
Right. And man, yeah, just look how clear Zorro looks in his like muscular body. You know, it's like anyway, a very detailed caricature of him right there.
True. Also, real quick, Basanta, we just started, so welcome into the stream. I'm glad that I just dropped that as soon as he said that. But yeah, we are just starting panel by panel breakthroughs. So whatever your thoughts, especially now that we're breaking down this Lion song. And Drew's got one more page.
Yeah, and we can keep on going. And one more page. Here we go. And okay, King looks like he's hurting.
The face again. God damn it.
Oh yeah. We didn't do last chapter, so you didn't do the whole stupid, whatever thing it's supposed to be.
What do you mean?
Right.
The most terrifying
Yeah.
Jurassic Park of all time? Like, Oda is so imagined. This is the third time, and I really hope that Drake does something like this in this fight with CP Zero. I really hope Drake is just like, you see, the Allosaurus of old days used to fight like this to defend their young. And it's like, no, they didn't. I need that from Drake. But sorry, Drake.
Yeah. I can't imagine that. Man, I'm just like watching this. I'm thinking like it was like, I could make it a real dinosaur. What if I just add all this wacky shit on top of it?
What do you mean? Dinosaurs really did that?
Yeah, totally.
Pterodons literally fought just like. It reminds me of the face from Men in Black when the dude was in the cockroach was in the dude suit and he pulled his face back and just like this.
What?
Oh,
Sugar water.
Sugar water.
More sugar.
I'm gonna rewatch Men in Black. It's been a long time.
Oh, that's funny.
since I've seen that.
But all right, sorry, Joe, I cut you off. Go ahead and continue.
More sugar.
With Zoro about to get point blank.
Okay, more sugar. Okay. Yes. So Zoro is like, yo, I just gotta move off. And then he peels his head back and does his Imperial strike here. He's not phased at all, Zoro's thinking. And he goes for the attack. But that last one was a way better attack. Enma! Oh, wait, Enma, stop! And then he releases his little death dagger thing. So it's Imperial Deep Pride. And Zoro goes, not now! And
Cool Kid takes over on the other page. But any thoughts on this? And we also have a few chats before we cut over to the next portion.
Sure.
So,
I mean, Enma's being kind of really inconvenient right now to Zoro.
kind of.
Maybe a little bit more than kind of.
I'm hoping the shamisen is still playing through all of this, so it's gonna look so cool in the anime when we get that.
That would look pretty cool.
so
Drew, do you want to do the chat?
Yeah. Batsana says, dude, this chapter, I needed Zoro. I needed this Zoro moment so bad. Never knew until Oda decided to show this. And I remember watching Morge's video on why Zoro hasn't earned Emma yet. And I was
Ooh.
and I was agreeing with whatever he said, and seeing this chapter was so satisfying. Like, plus explosions in the backstory. Okay, wait, hold on. I think we gotta wait for that comment.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
But don't worry. It's still
Spoiler.
No, it's fine. I didn't read it, so we're all good. But let's go on to the next.
Cool, good.
Yeah, okay. So, moving on from next page, Imperial, what was it? Imperial Deep Pride Snake. And it just barely, it hits Zoro, I think, just literally on the corner of them, and, causes just like a big part of the ground of Onigashima to crumble. Let's see, a swordsman held back by his own sword. That's a new one. And Zoro's falling down, and he grabs the Katetsu,
That's the Sandai.
Oh, the Sandai. Yeah. It's the Sandai Kitetsu.
Yeah, the Viz is very weird, and this is one of the only critiques is they don't do Sandai, Nidai. It's Kitetsu 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So that's annoying, but
Yeah, imagine
Yeah,
me
it's
like
for an English speaking audience, so that makes sense.
I'm falling to my death,
Right.
and you know, I go Dark Brit the Third. You know, instead of just like saying your name, I have to. Yeah, right. It's like, come on, it's Sandu Kaitetsu. That's why it's so cool to say it in a row because it's one. Anyway.
Yeah.
He was transforming back and forth very quickly.
Right. I wonder what. Why is he yelling Kaitetsu? By the way, because like, what was he doing?
He dropped it. That's the one that he dropped apparently.
Oh yes, I'm seeing that now for sure.
Okay. Cool. Sorry, coolkid. We are
it's fine.
set.
Okay. I'm moving on to the next page unless if anyone else got anything to say.
No, I'm afraid of the chats right now. So
let's finish it up.
Okay. So
flashback.
Yeah, we get a little mini flashback with Zorro with the Sandai Kitetsu. You already wield the Sandai Kitetsu. That's one of mine. Really? And we got that from Teguyama. And then we got another one with the sword salesman. I think it's Ippon Matsu. I think that's what his name. I don't remember. Sorry, but yeah. Fool! I can't sell you that sword. If you'll die. And I'd like to be killed by myself. I'll take it. And then we go, I guess, back to present.
Also, that's pretty nice because Toshigi was the reader request, and Toshigi is the one who appraised it for him.
Right.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Oh man, I almost completely forgot about that.
I love Oda. No, you're good. Basanti, you're good. We're good. You're good. Yeah, thanks for contributing to the conversation. It helps with our stream.
Okay. Back onto the chapter. Let's see. We got a king doing a kick. You're just going to save your sword, and then Zorro lands on the ground of Onigashima. He's like, that felt hot.
Ooh. Okay.
Yo.
Oh my god, this is so epic. Lord. Okay. Well, you already realized that's one of mine. So the question is, why is it cursed, right? Because you wouldn't think that this guy cursed his own sword. It's a curse.
Well, it was the sword that everyone who owned it had died or something like that, was my understanding.
Right, and if he made the sword, it wouldn't be like a 1,000-year-old sword. This is like maybe a 30-year-old sword, right? Or a 40-year-old sword.
Tengu is the one who made it.
Yeah, Teguyama made it, and then, yeah, I think, I mean, wait, how old is Teguyama again?
He's like 50s, 60s. He's an older individual, so it had enough time to make it out to the east.
Yeah,
which is interesting because it probably came out there with the other Shimotsukis, and then the sword also got lost. And then, of course, Zorro found the sword because Zorro gets lost. It's just, as a fan, you just have stuff that comes out of your head.
Well, the Kaitetsu is my favorite sword of his. I think the Sandai Tetsu is it just looks the coolest. It's dark. It's still with him. He flips up in the air. I mean, it's the coolest sword Zorro has, in my opinion.
I have a feeling that it's going to get replaced by the Nidai Kaitetsu.
I wonder.
Maybe. I mean,
well, he was very interested in the Nidai to begin. That's the one that Luffy was dicking around with. He's like, hey, let me see. And now we're seeing a lot of emphasis on this sword, especially with Toshigi going into the chapter. So I could see him losing this sword and then or this sword breaking during this fight and him getting the Nidai at the very end.
I hope the Sandai Kitetsu doesn't.
I could see at least one more sword of Zoro's breaking one. And it can't be Enma and it can't be Wado.
Yeah, definitely not Enma.
It can't be Wado either. If it's Wado, that completely... It doesn't downplay his entire arc, but it would be like Sanji I don't know, not kicking all the time and using his hands for one of his attacks. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
The thing is though, like if you make the Sandai Kotetsu a black blade, then we're in business. We're in business for this to be a keeper. Same with the Wado.
Yeah.
The Wado is supposed to be with Zoro until he becomes the best swordsman in the world, and that could probably happen before the end of One Piece. So let's say that happens a little bit before the end of One Piece. Then that would trade him up for his ultimate form, which would be all the Kaitetsus.
I don't know.
1, 2, and 3. That would be cool.
I don't know how I feel about Zoro getting all the Katetsus. Because, like, if it's like, I don't know, like, say if we're towards the start of the story, I would have been like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But now, I don't know if I feel like Zoro's going to do that.
It only makes sense to me is because there's 3 of them. And he's the only 3-wielded swordsman that we've seen, except for this.
That is true, but, you know, that you have to consider, you know, that requires replacing Enma.
Enma needs to be in the pair of the 2, and that should be going to Momonosuke. So Momonosuke should be able to wield both of those, completing the pair.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. a lot of good speculation. But we have page 9 now. Cool kid, if you please.
Okay, yeah, I'll move on to the next page. Let's see. Good you didn't fall up Wado Ichimonji. And
You're
then
not letting it go.
A flashback about it. So it's like, I have her sword? I suppose so. I promise I'll keep it for the both of us. I'm going to be such a great master swordsman. My name will be known even in the heavens. And then, let's see. It must be fate. That white blade, Wado Ichimonji and Enma, were both crafted by the same man, the blacksmith Shimosuke Kozaburo.
Oh, yeah, here we... Okay. Goosebumps. Keep going. Oh, my goodness.
Okay, let me finish the page first. It came all of a sudden. Wasn't there when I put together, but why would a famous katana of Wano be in some tiny village of the East Blue?
Oh my god,
please.
Is he thinking that, or is this Kozaburo?
I think Zoro thinking about that.
Zoro would be interested in this. This is something that has to do with his hometown, his katanas. Like, he would be interested in this, so that's why I'm definitely thinking this is Zoro's thoughts right here.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I don't want to say anything more.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? In the interest of my excitement, let's keep going.
Okay. Next page. Then, let's say we got King doing Imperial Sling and Arrows. Why do you have all 3 swords yet, Enma? And then we got King going into attack with one of his wings, which Zoro does kind of block, but then he falls into, I guess, the innards of Onigashima, I guess, and freaking Enma drained freaking his arm again, the Pocky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and
oh my goodness, we're getting flashback. Oh my god, yes. Oh my goodness. Keep going. This is awesome.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. Okay. Zorojiro, you told me not to say Snatchy. It was just some old guy in my village that told me. I never said it before. What? The old man, always sitting there on the coast, never knew his name.
Oh.
It wasn't until the day that I learned he was Kuina's grandpa.
Okay.
Ooh. You want me to continue, or?
I cannot wait for Tekking's exposition on this. Go ahead and continue, because this is your last page. We're going to break down these panels and then bring it home.
Okay. The blacksmith, Shimosuke Kozaburo, broke the laws and left this land over 50 years ago. 13 years ago in the East Blue, in Zoro's hometown, Shimosuke Village. Let's see, we see some kids training. He's like, Snatchy, that's the magic work that summons strength onto your heart.
He even has a mask.
Oh.
He even has a mask.
So the mask.
So you can see little Chibi Zorro, and it looks like Kuina in the very middle there. You have the Shimotsuki brand on the very middle of the Frost. Oh, it's called Frost Moon. Okay. Frost. Yeah. Is this our first time knowing Zoro's village name?
I don't remember ever hearing.
We call it Shimotsuki, but I've never heard it called Frost Moon.
Well, I mean, I think this is probably the first time in like at least these translations they might apply this as. I'm guessing.
Interesting. So, the Shimotsukis are actually his dojo master. So they're the ones related to the old daimyo.
You know, okay, so the guy that made the Katetsu, right? So his mask versus the mask of
Tenguyama.
Tenguyama. Okay. So these are both outcasts. So the big theory is that he is Momo's grandpa, right? That's like the big theory, which is that when you get outcast, though, you put on this mask, and this must I don't know the whole like mask thing with CP0 too. I'm just wondering if there's a connection between Wano and that. And
Possibly, I have no clue.
Maybe. I probably wouldn't think so initially, but could see something like that happening.
Anyway, no, it's just really fascinating the similarities here between these two men and their blacksmith, or maybe just a blacksmith thing, because they're also both wearing black masks.
It's really nice being able to get all this exposition because the last 5 pages where you got a breakdown of Kitetsu and then his background with Kitetsu, the background with Wado, in a chapter where Kitetsu and Wado were made by the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like the Shimotsuki. So all of Zoro's swords are made from Wano blacksmiths. So that's a commonality right there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to keep going?
Well, real quick, Basana has the 2 that aren't necessarily, so let's do those. Though I do not believe that Zoro will break any swords. I agree to disagree. Because in his training flashback, we see Mihawk saying that a single nick will bring a shame. Imagine him breaking the swords after that. Nah, he can get other swords via other means. Hot favorite, the Nidai Katetsu, which is the one that I've been shouting from the rooftops Zoro is going to get. Because he's been interested in that thing since the very beginning.
Right.
Oda is very intentional.
I don't know how I feel about Zoro getting the Nidai, but,
I know, because the Gaitetsu's so cool. It's just because it's cursed. Because it doesn't seem like the Nidai is cursed. And if it is, I haven't seen that. Okay.
Potentially.
Alright, let's go to the next one, huh?
So, if we're going on, then it's me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is my turn.
Of course.
I know, right? I finally get to read, and it's all about me. So, it's time to zoom, 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 zoom. He doesn't have a mouth. He's just an ugly old dude. That eyebrow, swear, dear Lord. Well, that sounds weird. I don't need it. Anyway, old man, is it true you used to be a samurai? Everybody at the dojo is saying it. Little Zoro's adorable. Well, hush up about it. The old man of the village, or the Navy will come and invade the village. The Navy? Why? None of your business. That's why. Get lost. Sheesh. Fine, you old fart. Ta. Ya. And he just looks over at him. It's just like that darn whippersnapper. I mean, this is an Oda. It's an Oda drawing.
Actually,
Oda character design.
actually, I know a fun fact about this character design. If you look at
Oh, go for it.
it ties back to an SBS. So remember how Oda did an SBS drawing of, if all the Zoro swords were human? It's exactly like the one with Watto's.
The guy who made Watto's sword looks just like him. That is
yeah.
funny. Drew, if you could find that.
I don't think it's an exact 1-to-1, but it's like really close.
Do me a favor. Let's do it when we get done.
Okay.
Watto Ichimoni character.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright, I'm looking it up.
Oda drawing. That is. Yeah, same eyebrow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude. Like seriously, when I first read the chapter, I was like, wait a minute, have I seen that character before?
Okay, here we go.
So I was looking around and I found the image. I was like, oh my god.
If you want to drop that image for Drew, unless you already found it.
I already found it.
Oh, you already found it?
But yeah, the only difference is that he's younger.
It definitely looks like a younger version. Okay. That is so... Thank you, Cool Kid. That is so cool. Going on to page 13. Is the dojo boring to you? I lost to Queen again. I need more practice. What? But I can't pay for these. I'm giving them to you. Trust me, they're crap. Interesting.
Wonder where Zoro got those initial swords at. Well,
Yeah, that's actually very true. Like, where did he? It's the only thing I seem to be able to forge anymore. Use them for practice if you want. Listen closely. A sword's like a kitchen knife, but for murder. They're created to kill people. And the blacksmith hones his craft so that his weapons are better at killing than any other. Yikes! Oh, I mean, he's teaching him like the seriousness of the sword, though, which I appreciate. It's not a toy.
Right.
The sword is a sword has its own personality. A swordsman must master it and bend it to its will. Interesting. All right. So Chibi Zorro. One Luigi are made by the same man. This man. Yep. That's. Again, we were given the breakdown of each sword, and now we get to see the craftsman of them.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm thinking he didn't have a mask on, or does he have a mask on? He just put it down.
No, he didn't.
No,
like I said, he was just
I
an old.
think
He
that
was just an ugly old man.
So I took it too far.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. I took it too far. I'm the one who said he had a mask on. He just.
I didn't want to say anything because, well, I read the chapter.
Right.
You think a dangerous sword is cursed? No, that's a sign of great quality. When the weak fear a sword, it is call it a cursed blade. That is a badge of honor. Okay, so now we're getting more lore on cursed blades.
Love
They
it.
should be frightened. They're meant to cause terrible harm. There was one blade I crafted when I was a young man. It was the greatest weapon ever made. Its disposition was deadly serious. Just holding it in your hand sent a shiver down your spine. So I gave that masterpiece the nickname of the king who watches over hell. Zoro has known about Enma his entire life. Oda, you madman. Like, you absolute madman.
Yeah.
And he just realized, oh!
He's like,
He just realizes it. The king of the underworld, Enma. Oh, man. All
God.
3 swords of Zoro's are made by this dude. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, let's see here. No, sorry, not all 3. The first, Watto and Enma are.
yeah, 2 of them at least.
My village is named for Shimotsuki. Was it not a coincidence after all? I mean, I would think it's a coincidence, but did you know your village was built by pirates? That's what my grandpa said. the blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo, he broke the laws and left this land over 50 years ago. So the old man was a samurai of Wano. The blacksmith Shimotsuki Kozaburo. A great blade can see into you. It chooses a swordsman who best suits it. This is the same guy. Is this the same guy who told him you can cut anything, or is that his actual master?
No, that was his son.
I think that's the sword salesman.
No.
That?
The lesson comes from a flashback when Zorro was training with Kuina's dad, his son, Kozaburo's son. That was the guy that taught him that a blade can teach nothing or cut nothing, yet everything.
I've been trying to figure out why King's aesthetic works so best for this fight. Zorro's fighting a dark angel. Like, that is really, really cool. Because literally, you see King literally looks like a fallen angel, just covered in fire and hellfire.
Damn. Yeah, that's right.
And you have Enma, the king of hell. Oh, I love One Piece just so much. All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
Time to end this up. Last 2 pages. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. So Zorro's realizing that he's being challenged by a sword. You get the strength back. A sword is honest, a sword is honest and direct, not wicked. Yes, it's true. It was my strength that was lacking. Does this mean that even with so much hockey being drained away, Open wielded you as
Odin.
Oh, Jesus. Odin wielded you as though you were light as a feather, Enma. Look, it's Pirate Hunter, and there's King. Let us take him out, sir. I could really use the promotion. How should I stabilize my hockey then? If I have to keep exuding it at this level, it'll kill me. But no, teach us use...
King's Hockey! King's Hockey!
Zorro just used King's Hockey to control Enma. Oh my goodness.
Oh, is that what's going? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. He's doing Conqueror's
So
Hockey.
he's doing the Luffy thing. He's combining the two.
Yeah. He used Conqueror's Hockey to tame Enma, and then even King's just like, Nani? I see. So you intend to be a king? So you intend to be a king then? What? The world's greatest swordsman. That's great, and it's fitting. Since your new boss is going to be king of the pirates, anything else would make me look bad. Last panel, goosebumps are going. That's right. I've got a promise to keep to my captain. And best friendo!
Best friend.
To be continued. Let's see here. 1 second.
Yeah.
Are we on?
I don't think we're on break, are we?
It always says next chapter in 7 days. So it looks like we're back to our 3-chapter mark. Shamisen is playing in the background as Zorro's doing all this exposition. And all I know is that it's time for a sip and discuss, a toast to kicking butt. And yeah, we are going to need a lot of fluid for all this discussion and talking.
Swords.
Wait, swords or what do we want? Swords or chat? Because now we can go into
chat. Swords.
How about we do chat first?
Yeah, back up to Drew. If you want to back up to what Basanto was saying earlier, before we were all just like danger. What we're all just like danger.
Okay. So like explosions in his backstory because we're getting the Vivre card stuff with Kurzaburo now in his flashback. So the Beaver card, he's talking about how what the sword would look like if it was a person, or is he talking about that he had a Beaver card in that?
I don't think he had a beaver card. I think that they were talking about how in the SBS it explained like the whole lineage of Kawina and the dojo master and how they were connected to all this.
Okay.
I still think this is a red herring, and Oda is trying to throw us off because he did say someone is from Wano, and it definitely is Kuina now. His grandpa was a terrifying swordsmith, and thank goodness Kuina did not get that eyebrow. Thank goodness.
God.
And so Zoro's dad is from
Actually,
Wano as
here's
well.
the thing.
So everyone
well,
knew
that-
Zoro
that-
already. So I don't understand why they didn't just teach him his history on Wano.
So here's the thing about Zoro. We don't actually know who is in Zoro's family. We have
Correct.
guesses. Like all we really know is he's from Shimosuke, and that's basically it. All we kind of really get from the flashback.
I'm interested in why this dude left as well.
Okay, so let's keep it going. And oh yes, she's Sasan didn't even make a scratch. Oh, the lion.
Lion.
Yeah.
Lion,
Did
yeah.
Are you
Lion song.
serious? And Queen is implying that the Lunarians as a race were OP. This damn OP, damn. And well, it did do some damage, right? It did. He did get hurt a little bit, didn't he?
I don't think so. He's damaging
Not really.
the
I mean, he
outfit.
got cut, but I don't think it got done any real damage.
Yeah, right. He just kind of stepped back for a second. And also, wait, I thought his mask was damaged because it doesn't look like it is anymore.
The mask on it still is. You can still see
Yeah,
it
yeah.
there.
It's like the
top
upper
part?
of it is.
Okay.
Yeah, the top left side. You can see it still cut.
He has healing armor. No, okay. Okay, fine. I believe it. So,
Is there lightning coming off of Enma?
Wait, what?
where's that?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Oh my
dude,
God.
Lightning.
Oh, and no. There isn't light coming off of Enma. There's light coming off of all three of the swords. Then
Yo.
he's completely infused.
Wow!
Oh,
No,
Wow! Oh my goodness. The boy is here.
Yo.
okay.
Zoro's so ready.
And I forgot I was reading chats.
Oh yeah.
But
continuing
that's a
that.
really good detail. Now he could have other. Oh yeah, Nidai Katetsu. Okay. By the way, Wado Ichimonji and Enma are made by the same man. This man,
And both swords are on fire now.
Kushiro,
With that hockey.
Kuna's dad, and Kozabuku's son were the only ones who taught Zoro about the swords that cut nothing.
Okay.
Right. It was Kuna's dad. Dude, the Conqueror's hockey moment, dude. This was so badass. I can't wait when this comes to the episode. Episode 1000 came out recently and it was really good. And soon we'll have some of the greatest episodes ever animated.
Yo, I can
suggest
agree
that you
with
all
that.
watch episode 1000.
Episode 1000 is really good.
It's fun.
awesome.
It's fun.
Opening intro, though, they only used it once for episode 1000, which is sad.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
they're not
sad.
gonna-
I mean, honestly, I think I like it that way. For a special opening just for episode 1000.
Which
So-
is fair, which means we still get another opening sometime in the new year, which is probably going to spoil, like, Kaido's hybrid form. Calling it right
Watch
now.
it. It's I'm sure it's going to spoil something else that we don't even know until it's too late.
Okay, I just want to go back to the part where he talks about how he made the sword and it was so crazy that it sent a shiver down his spine, right? It was the
Okay.
greatest weapon I ever made. Its disposition was deadly serious. Just holding it in your hand sent a shiver down your spine.
Oh, man.
So, that a shiver down your spine doesn't sound like you're sucking all of your hake out, does it? It sounds like that is put to nth degree after Odin had anything to do with it. So once it was turned into a black blade, that's when that happened, right?
That's what I would presume, because I mean, if that was true, then I guess that would make sense.
Also, I learned from a review that Lion's Roar attack is Zoro's go-to attack for cutting something hard or uncuttable, and that did nothing to him. And yeah, it's probably Conqueror's Haki coating all of his swords.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think it's the flame on the back of his neck is tangible? Like that's like his only weak spot? You can actually cut it? Because Zoro now knows how to cut fire.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
But that would make it sound like he had a Logia power, or Marco's power, which is that the flame is like the healing factor.
We literally don't know what these OP they're known as the people of the gods. If they can't be cut, we have no idea. They had to have been killed somehow.
That is true.
And for Queen to say, look in a history book, that kind of just tells us that it's the ones who determined history that decided what happened. Celestial dragons killed them. I think that's fair. So it's very interesting because I thought Kozaburo was going to be Zoro's grandpa. It's actually Kuina's.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we knew about that, like, in the SBS that, the family tree was revealed in.
I wonder, geez, man, this whole talk of, like, this is just Zoro's lineup, are these three mismatched swords. I just don't, I just want to see Enma and the other one together, and I can't think of the other one's name right now. Enma and...
Oh, the
Habakuri?
Habakuri, yeah, thank you.
I want to see those two together, and that's why I want Momo to have those two swords. But maybe Momo is just going to have the Habakuri, and that's going to be his sword. And then, I don't know. I would just like to see those two swords together. That's why I'd like, because he had Sushui, who was already a Black Blade, so he didn't earn the Black Blade on that. And Enma, he didn't earn the Black Blade on either. But
Enma's not a Black Blade.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, Enma's not.
Oh, I thought it was.
Mm.
Oh, right. It's able to be upgraded. It just looks like a black sword. You're right, because he has armament coating on it. Yeah, okay. My mistake on that one.
No, you're good. It is one of those things where you're just like, wait, Enma's not a Black Blade?
Batsana got right on my butt right on that. He said Enma is not a black blade though. Yeah,
so ain't Black Blade.
Tengu guy even commented that Zoro can make Enma black if he literally gains a supreme grade sword via upgrading it to Enma. Okay, yeah.
The fact that Zoro is now coding it in Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah.
And this could be the moment, and that's the thing. This might be what you need to cut down King's Wraith, a black blade. And Zoro's actually infusing Conquerors and armament in it. This is the first time we've ever seen that. He's conquered. Oh, God, yes. Oh, yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah.
Do you think King and Queen are in the same level as in, like, physical force? Like, do you think
their bounties are like a few million apart? It's not that far apart.
So
I think King's like 1.6 and Queen's like 1.3.
Like, doesn't it make sense for Sanji to have Conquerors too, to get over, like for him to whip out this trick at the end? Because that would make sense to me. Like the top three get Conquerors.
The fact that Sanji is now dealing with a character trait that has pissed off most of the entire community for the better part of 20 years, and it's coming back to be a staple in how we can understand his personality now, I do think that is enough character development for Sanji. Like, if he comes out of this no longer being a simp, like, I'm sorry, what? Like, that's pretty nuts when you think about it. So I think Sanji is good as his like character development boost. Zoro still needs something.
Oh my god.
Then we read the chapter.
The next chapter is probably going to be Sanji, right?
I feel like we have to go back to Sanji.
I think they're gonna defeat him like in the same chapter. Like they're both gonna have their final moves in the same chapter, something like that. I think that would be cool.
I don't know. I could see that.
As long as we get to see the two Hokage finish fighting, then I'm fine.
Oh yeah. We can't forget about Raizo and Fuku Rokuju.
Right.
Because at some point, now I do really feel like with the shamisen playing, we are slowly coming to the close of Act 3. All of our matchups have really been decided, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this the other week, except for Denjiro.
Yeah, we don't know where Denjiro is.
That's like Denjiro Kawamatsu are like the only ones who you're just like, who are they matching up with? What are they going to be doing? But Drake and Apu are matched up. Killer and Hawkins are done. So really, all of the final like squad up matchups are taking place. So all we need really are the Hokage ninjas fighting, and then who knows? Hopefully, a bit of Kaido saying, "Let me tell you about Ross," and then I will poop on camera. Like literally, just everything comes out of my body when we go into that flashback. I hope we get it. Do you not think we're getting a Kaido flashback?
It's not that I don't think so. I don't think Kaido's going to be like, Luffy, okay, while we're fighting, I want to tell you about the story of me and Rocks. No. I think it'll be more along the lines of maybe Kaido thinking about it more than him being like, let me explain you this.
I don't know. He was starting to already do that when he knocked Luffy off the bridge. He was already like...
First time, yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, you're not the Joy Boy, blah, 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 So it would kind of make sense that as they're fighting, he's like, back in the day, I used to take guys on like you all the time. Like this one Joe Schmo called Gold Roger, and he was the real, him just talking about the glory days, and like, man, I was 16 when I bet. Yeah, I don't know. This seems to make sense to me. That's as they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they're standing and sitting and then talking.
Ah, man, this is so... There's just so much cool stuff happening.
Okay, Batsana is recommending that everyone go watch Morge's video on Enma, just talking about how Zoro doesn't deserve Enma. Then rereading this chapter, it's like Morge is like right on the money, is what Batsana is saying.
Is Moore still saying that the raid's going to end in failure?
He's right on the money. Just like how the raid is totally going to end in failure. Watch it. No, yeah, watch when Kaido gets knocked down and Moore still says the raid's going to end in failure. I swear.
No, that's his opponent to write on, which is fair.
Almost forgot, the anime sort of confirmed that the 1% Hawkins was talking about was actually Drake. We talked about that.
Yeah,
yes, that's very exciting. He was just talking smack right in front of the person, just that Drake wasn't aware. Yeah, okay. That's kind of funny. Dude, please don't bring up Kaido's backstory. I can't sleep thinking about all the possibilities. The biggest...
don't worry.
Hey, all I know is Chibi Katakuri and Hot Big Mom. That's all I want.
No, all I want is to see how he got recruited, because that would answer so many different questions. Is what was Rox's story? What is Kaido like? Him getting recruited would be the answer to so many questions, and I think that's the moment we need.
Yeah.
Mucho dinero. What's going on, guys? How's everyone? Just fine.
Oh, hey, yeah, we're doing fine. Talking about the chapter.
This was fun. This was a lot of fun. What did we not talk about last week that we didn't? Because one thing I did want to toss out is how everyone was saying that they could be the last three numbers, those top three numbers could be like the old samurai. I don't know if that still holds up, especially now that it makes sense that Yamato just knows the numbers. That makes complete sense. Like, she grew up on Onigashima. The numbers have been there for the better part of 20 years. It makes sense that she made friends with some of them. They're basically pets anyway.
Yeah, last chapter, I mean, all I could do is just keep on looking at King doing that goofy move, the Imperial Deep
I
Pride
mean,
Strike.
if you want, well, if anything, we could talk about how X-Drake and Apu are fighting up against CP0.
Yeah,
Honestly,
there's
that
a
was
lot
pretty
of stuff we didn't
unexpected.
talk about last week. CP0 tanking the fire attack from the monster flan guy.
Basically,
And then
Yeah.
Apu just being like, big news! Oh, Big News Morgans is going to love this. And even I'm just like, whoa, he really is an opportunist. Like, this dude has no chill.
So
Oh,
he's going to be working for
opportunity
Big News
that's it.
Morgan, confirmed then?
No, Apu is an informant, so he knows all the other informants, pretty much.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But that's an interesting match. I never would have thought that Apu and X-Drake teaming up against the elite of the elites of CP0. So hopefully inbound for the interesting tidbit about the Allosaurus that we should have known from paleontology, but we just didn't know how the Allosaurus fight. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm hoping like a springy tail or like something with his hands.
Oh, you know how like a dinosaur would roar, right? Rah! Like Apu, like somehow like maximizes his dino roar, and then that would be a cool move.
Like a roar sonic boom or something.
Right. A little team up attack. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Batsana says, dude, big hot big mom, bruh. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Mom. Oh yeah, she's still there. I mean.
And what is Brooke gonna do?
whatever.
What is Brooke gonna do? The two agents are gonna be preoccupied for sure. But we also have two other agents to worry about, which are weaker,
Well, yeah,
which might be a good fight for Brooke.
Yeah, because right now
We know one is on the island. We've only seen 3 on the island. I don't think we've seen 4.
Okay. So we have no. I was confusing it with was the squirrel girl that was sending the messages.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl.
Bao Wang.
Bao Wang. So we have one.
Bao
So
Wang.
there we go. We have one CP0 member left, and it's a little sneaky that there's 2. Then the third one comes around and steals Robin. So that would be a great little fight for Brooke right there as the third CP0 member. I think we figured out the clue on that.
There's also Denjiro too. Denjiro is the strongest of the scabbards.
To me, Denjiro makes the most sense. Coming in and saving the day against Orochi. Because he has so much bad blood with her. He's seen him abuse Hidori, right? He's been watching that. And so he has a lot of anger. Both of them have a lot of anger towards him. So I think that those two versus Orochi would make the most sense. Or
So
at least
if that means he's heading up to the roof then.
to me.
But at the same time, you could say that Kawamatsu has that much of a beast because he was her protector
It's kind of
before.
Kawamatsu. Dang it, I don't know what to do with him. Two of them versus Orochi doesn't make any sense. Orochi's too weak.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Randy Troy dropped an interesting theory about how Usopp might end up getting Kanjuro's Devil Fruit. I love that idea.
What?
Because
I don't know. Usopp seems like one of the ones who's better without a devil fruit.
I don't know.
But he would be able to maximize that Devil Fruit, especially with his sniping abilities. But go ahead.
Yes, most definitely. But I don't know. I feel like
can
at
draw.
this point that I just don't see, any of the current Straw Hats who don't have Devil Fruits getting Devil Fruits. I mean, I honestly feel like if Oda was going to do that, he would have done that, ages ago. And I feel like at this point it's kind of too late.
I wouldn't say it's too late, but for Usopp especially to be a warrior of the sea, like I just don't see Usopp wanting a devil fruit or needing a devil fruit, especially because he's the foil that every normal person really has with One Piece. So it makes more sense for him to level up with hockey, but not necessarily with a devil fruit.
I just like the idea.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, so if you agree with that, then do you think any Straw Hat who doesn't have a Devil Fruit might get a Devil Fruit?
I don't necessarily think that everyone has to have devil fruit. But
Frankie's already said he doesn't want to lose the
Yeah.
ability to swim. Nami, I highly doubt. Zorro, doubtful. Sanji, he only wanted one. He can't get any more. So we've already have that. So I mean, technically, yes, Usopp could potentially be, but as far as his character is and how Oda structured it, like that would have made more sense for Usopp to get a fruit a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
oh, I missed one from Mucho Dinero though. That's why I wanted to go back. What can CP Zero really accomplish? Is my question. I think that they are top. I would think that they are top tier at least the ones with the mask. How about Rob Lucci?
I mean, they can accomplish a lot. They can
I
take
mean, they
over
can
the
accomplish
entire
a lot.
island after the raid.
Yeah.
So they can accomplish a good bit. They can steal Robin, which
Still-
will set up a throne wars because Luffy's coming after them.
Still,
Like they can accomplish a
Definitely
lot.
that happens.
Still a weekend Robin too at that. So it would be a really easy task. It's not because man, it is making me worry. I think that they might just do it.
They have boats right outside the island, so who knows how strong they are if they can actually take down the big mom pirates there.
And we have
Like,
to
they
get
can accomplish a lot.
we have to get the fourth poneglyph. We have to fight all those dudes in the chairs. Like this could be the setup that we're talking about to get to that moment.
We still haven't even found that last poneglyph yet.
Right.
Kaido's
Kaido's.
poneglyph.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
only have two, right? We only have Big Mom's and
Yeah. Because
Wait a second.
Last
Are
time
Robin?
was on Fishman Island, but it's not currently there no more. So we have like absolutely no idea where the heck it is.
Yamato is heading down to the vault where all the weapons are,
Yeah.
and Brook and Robin are right behind them. If they follow them down into those crypts, Brook and Robin can find the poneglyph.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where the Kaido's poneglyph is.
It makes sense. It makes complete sense.
Okay, really quick, but someone else says maybe Oda uses Brook to handle the fire demon. Kanjuro cooked up. Yeah, that makes sense.
It seems more like Yamato's gonna. Oh, Yamato gonna enlist her. Well, Yamato has freezing powers too. That's the thing, or ice powers. So
Remember,
if we're trying to use Brook for that scenario, we can easily stick Yamato in there.
but you have to be
because
able to cut,
Yamato
you have
has-
to be able to cut fire, which Brook hasn't done. But also, Kanjuro's back in the fight. He's put back together, right? Or no, is it
He's
just
dying.
his legs?
He's dying.
No, he's literally dying, just sitting there while the flame demon does
Oh yeah, never mind
his work.
that. Maybe that is gonna be Brook then. By the way, there's no special Thor hammer like thing in Elbath that can be used to raise someone worthy back. What? Wait a minute. By the way, is
Yeah,
there
because
no special Thor hammer like thing in Elbath that can only be raised by someone worthy? Maybe Usopp has to be able to prove his mettle in Elbath, and imagine that. Also, in context to episode 1001, where will Drake go henceforth? Can't hang out with the pirate gang because Apu knows his deal. Can't go to the Marines since we have CP0. Well, maybe him and Apu join hands on that one, but I don't know.
Yeah, his cover's been blown. One.
yeah,
So either Sword gets revealed to the world and finally find out if like Garp's the one behind it or Sengoku, just saying, or we just try and figure out he might actually just become a pirate,
That'd probably be the easiest thing for him.
an actual pirate, and not
probably
like an
would be
undercover
interesting
pirate.
for him.
I do like the idea of like a special, not necessarily hammer, but something that Usopp can pick up to prove that he's like, and that could easily be like, don't touch it. This is our sacred thing, and then he's falling back and like, whoops, what do I do now? Kind of thing. I could definitely see that in that regards.
Maybe Apu signs a deal with Drake and is offered a deal as a representative of Sword.
I hope not.
Oh God, no. No, no,
And then,
nah.
And then Mucho Dinero says maybe they follow under Luffy as part of the Grand Fleet, as far as Drake goes. Yeah.
I
see
don't
that
know.
more
I don't know of Luffy's rivals, and we do need to make a video about this,
Yeah.
about where all of the supernova have ended up. But I do not foresee rivals can become allies, law, beige, but I don't know if they'll become outright followers.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Well, that's what the Grand
I'm
Fleet
not-
is anyway. They aren't followers; they're just friends. It's a pact of
The
friendship.
Grand Fleet of followers. Let's just make that.
yeah, that is
Luffy
true. The
doesn't want them
follows-
to be his followers, but they're his followers.
I want Apu to work with Big News Morgans. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun combo because the Big News Morgans could be also part of this like Grand Fleet thing too because they have like ownership.
That's how the world's going to find out everything that happened. Is Apu's going to send Big News these photos, and Big News is going to Big News it. That's how we're going to find out. He's going to be like, here's photos of CP0 in Wano. Who is in Wano? Oh, CP0, the Straw Hats, the Kid Pirates, the Heart Pirates, samurais from back 20 years ago. Remember that guy Odin who went with Goldie Roger? Yeah, that guy. Kaido's dead. Big Mom is now a giant magnet.
I want okay, yeah. And DJ of words, DJ of music says Bitsana. Yeah, that's good. Good wordplay there. Oda keeps
Well
pushing
done,
the
Bitsana.
narrative of pulling people in. Guilty is charged. Absolutely.
Oh,
So-
this has been a very productive hour and a half.
Right.
Oh no, we just topped an hour actually.
We're at hour 11.
Oh.
Man. Okay,
Any
yeah. So
other-
you're saying kind of finish it up here. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's going a little bit.
Okay. So just really quick, I mean, my favorite panel of this chapter is for sure the Death Lion song. I love that move so much. That is
Favorite panels?
that is like
Favorite panel of the chapter.
that's when Zoro's looking his
gonna be
coolest.
hard.
Do you remember in what was that one swordsman anime, the Watering Swordsman,
Rurouni Kenshin?
Rurouni Kenshin. Okay.
Oh, I love Rurouni Kenshin.
So in Rurouni Kenshin, his final move, which is the 6 elements or something, where it's a sword draw technique. The reason that it's a sword draw is faster, I guess, is like the pressure that you can put on the hilt as it comes out, and so that's like the theory of why you can get a harder slash in. I just love the connection there because that's where he probably learned that little technique is from working on that. I'm guessing, obviously. But.
Cool Kid, do you have a favorite panel, or do you want me to go ahead and go?
You go ahead, because oh god, what's my favorite panel of the chapter?
I would have it's kind of cheating, but I have two. And the first one is when Zoro realizes that Enma's the sword that Homeboy was talking about, and he's just like, it chose me, and he's looking at it, and then to that point of like hell and the guardians of hell and the archangels and all that, the fallen angels, you have King just wings out flying over, and it looks like literally an agent of the devil is coming after him. And then finally, page 17 middle, when he's like, so you intend to be a king. I'm getting goosebumps so hard right now.
Oh god.
And the lightning is coming off of all three. He is putting Conqueror's Hockey into every blade. The fodder show up only to be knocked out is peak One Piece. Like, this is just so, I'm so excited to see Roger freaking out, because I'll probably tune in on his and seeing everyone. King's gonna lose it.
Oh hell yeah.
Because it took me a second too. It's just like, wait a second, is that lightning coming off of his blades? And it's not fake lightning with Jinbei, and I was freaking out then. Still think Jinbei has Conqueror's Hockey, but put a pin in that one. But yeah, so those are my two favorite, especially because it shows King's with his high heel boots on.
Hey, I want to correct something I said in the beginning, talking about the Watto being used for all of Zoro's lion songs. Against Kuma, he used Sandai Kotetsu.
Uh,
I was wrong. I was freaking wrong.
Boo.
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 Boo. Big fan.
Fake. But that would have been cool if I was right. But it was not.
It would have been cool. But yeah, you're wrong. Let me think.
Also,
My
Mucho
favorite
Dinero.
pan-
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I probably have to agree. My favorite panel of the chapter is at the end of page 15, where he looks at Emily. He's like, so it came to me, it chose me so it could test me. And then, you got King, falling down like a fallen angel, like, I don't know, Sephiroth or something.
Well put. Well put. If he has long hair like Seth, oh god. Oh man, I hadn't even thought about like the comparison. If he has like long hair and he has a long blade, oh god. Oh man, if King is modeled after Sephiroth, I am going to lose it. As a Final Fantasy fan, oh, I need it.
I will never be a memory.
We have 4 comments real quick. I want to know more about the King's race and if they could survive any environment. How could anyone eradicate their race? Also, haven't gotten the... Okay, so then this is Batsana. Also, haven't gotten this Sinachi moment from Zoro. Gotta remember that. It's been said too many times, but never seen. Zoro said it yet. But Zoro never... has not said it yet. We know that Momo learned it from Zoro, not the readers. Just not the readers. Still can't get used to seeing King's stretch face. How does Oda keep coming up with the most ridiculous gags? Yes.
Because he is a fan of paleontology, and he does research.
Yeah, totally.
It is kind of funny that he never uses Sinachi, because it does sound like you don't want to use it until you really need to.
I'm predicting that's going to be like part of his last attack or his final attack.
Right. Like this is like I think the point of Sinachi is that you completely drain yourself of energy and it's your final strike, right? This is like
Final Gambit, yeah.
Ooh, the final. I love the Gambit is such a good word. Good one. All right.
Oh man, this is so. Go ahead and let us know in the chat what your favorite panels are as we start to wind down. Any prediction for next chapter?
I'm guessing it's probably going to be, going back to focus on the Sanji fight, probably. That's just my guess.
Yeah.
It feels like the Sanji stuff is good until like the final arc is the final fighting proportion. I'm hoping 1, exposition on what Usopp's doing. 2, where Izo is going with Marco. 3, what the heck's going to happen with our strongest scabbard? Strongest scabbard is Denjiro. What's happening there? Other than that, I don't know of any other final tie-ups. And again, I don't. But De Niro and Basanta, let me know what you think about this. But with the ending of Act 1 and Act 2, Act 1 we saw a brief shamisen, and then we immediately ended the act. In Act 2, we got like I think 2 chapters of Black Maria playing the shamisen, and then we ended Act 2. So now I think no, we didn't get that. It was the shamisen coming as they are marching on to Onigashima.
Okay.
So shamisen has been a part of every ending act. So that's why I'm thinking that now we are finally ending because we have the shamisen playing in the background, which has alluded to the ending of acts. That's just me. Hopefully we begin Act 4.
Alabasta. When do you think that act? So if there's 3 arcs in Alabasta, when did the 3rd act start? Or
Well,
the 4th
that's
act or whatever.
also a thing. Alabasta was a 3 arc structure, but with Joe-Ha-Q, it can either be 3 acts or 5 acts.
What I'm trying to say is in the climax of it, where was the split? Because I think it happened after all the Straw Hats faced everybody, and then Luffy goes and chases Crocodile down into the crypts, and then the Straw Hats are dealing with the explosion thing and getting everyone to stop. That'd be like,
I would say that was the beginning of Act 3.
there we
Was
go.
when they're all done and they begin, and then round 3 is Luffy. So basically, Luffy waking up from that nap of being dried begins the third act, if you will, in my opinion.
The problem is we can't really compare those because Luffy's already fighting him upstairs. So unless Luffy gets defeated again, which would be ridiculous. Oh, there he goes again, and then come back up. So that's gonna be hard to measure it too.
And that's the structure with Yohakyu is entry, second part, a long third part, a very condensed climax, which is basically just going to be the final fights of all of them, and then the fifth part, which is just the wrapping up of the act. Interesting.
But Simon says maybe Orochi's story thread being wrapped up is the signal for the last arc. Sure.
I think that's fair.
My bad.
Yeah, I could believe that. Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, anything else? You guys got anything else on your heads?
In thinking back to last week, no, Yamato knows all of the numbers, which makes sense. It was an adorable little thing. I guess that the cover pick story or the reader request is a trademark transportation company in Japan. Kind of how like we have FedEx here, they have Black Cat Express. So Yamato delivering packages isn't alluding to that organization, which is absolutely adorable. And it includes Yamato, so that's even better.
Batsana has this last thing that I kind of have a bit of an opinion on here. Also, when are we still supposed to expect an awakening from Kaido? Okay.
I would presume.
I think he's awakened already.
He's waking already, 1,000%.
See those abs on that dinosaur?
I got something here. So the first time that we mention awakening your devil fruit is in Impelled Down, where they look all, they look strange. They can't revert. So Chopper has the Rumble Ball. When he eats too many, he does what we presume to be an awakening, right? It's like a huge combination of both things, and it makes you stronger. Okay. Also, we see now Doflamingo brings it back, and it's just that you can basically have a higher control of your devil fruit, and that's what it means to awaken for a paramecia, right? So the people in Impelled Down, I think that they were using some kind of drug to do that, right? So they were drugged up to be permanently awakened, like a permanent Chopper situation, something like that. That's why they look so strange, and it was odd. And anyways, I think that was a Vegapunk thing. So that means that if it's a normal devil fruit awakening, which I don't think Chopper has achieved, I think the awakening, but I think that he hasn't done it naturally. He uses drugs to do it. So Kaido can go in and out of his awakening. So that would mean that like if he could awaken, that it would be something to the effect of what Chopper looks like, which is just this humongous, crazy ass hybrid monster looking thing, like a huge.
He already is a humongous, crazy ass hybrid.
Times 10. Like times 10.
Oh.
Okay. And that's when Luffy awakens his as well. And he makes Bounce Room. And then he bounces off every surface like a pinball, like how Bellamy does it. And it's like these like mountains going backwards and slinging him forward. That's how I imagine it going on.
You have a very, very overactive imagination. Good for you.
Thank you.
But,
Mucho Dinero, real quick, also says, what's a good show to watch currently? Okay, don't mess around right now. Watch Cowboy Bebop.
Are you looking for a week to week or something that you can binge quickly? Because I have thoughts for you.
Okay.
And then what types of things are you interested in?
Cowboy Bebop, the live action, everyone's slamming it, saying it's dorky. It doesn't go with the manga. Well, let me tell you that you can have faith in this show, that it is the corny loveliness that the anime had, only it's brought to you by the guy from Harold and Kumar who delivers the smoothest lines of all time. Oh man, who's Spike Spiegel's partner here? I can't think of his name right now. Oh my god.
Are you talking about Jet Black?
Jet Black.
Oh yeah.
His actor has that same grumbliness. He is so good at that role, and I just think that's three squad team of Faye, Spike, and the cop guy it's just insane. Jet Black. Sorry about that. Anyway, watch Cowboy Bebop. I love that show.
So watch
I
the
would.
anime.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I would do that. I would do that.
Watch the anime.
So if so just a few to shout out to you. We did a few Warlord watch lists. I would definitely suggest Haikyuu. Drew's eventually going to have Fruits Baskets done.
Eventually, yes.
It's a very good show. I would highly, highly recommend that. Dr. Stone, if you're interested in a little bit more of the sciencey stuff.
Dr. Stone.
Yep, Dr. Stone's really solid. If you're interested in war anime, Tanya, Saga the Evil, or 86 is a good one. And then if you're looking for a good under-the-radar isekai, Grimgar and Ash is a very good one as well.
That was a week to week with anything with a few seasons.
Yep, so everything I just gave you is very, very short.
Tiger King Season 2 is out.
Please don't. Odd Taxi, and then, yeah.
I love
He's from Florida. Just ignore him.
Oh yeah,
Tiger
don't
King.
worry about him.
Tiger King's good.
The fact they made a season 2 of Tiger King is just depressing.
And it's thrilling. I wish they had more episodes. Anyway.
You've been good to me in anime, but everything else I don't take. I'm not taking.
Oh my god. I mean, I would like to recommend you some anime mucho, but here's the thing: I kind of suck at watching new anime.
You just rewatch stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to rewatch anything, recommendation: Outlaw Star. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, watch Outlaw Star.
Invincible.
It's an older one though, so you might have a hard time finding it.
Yeah. You might have a hard time fighting it, but just one that popped out in my head that I know some people might have not seen. Outlaw Star.
Cool, awesome. So yeah, and also if you want any other ideas, the Warlord watch list has 4 right now. So really good breakdowns and understandings on our manga properties. But thank you to Basanta and Mucho for stopping by. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, as we end this stream?
No, thank you for coming by our panel-by-panel breakdown.
Awesome. And then coolkid, what were you saying?
I was just going to say that, maybe after watching this, you should consider watching some of my videos.
Oh, yes!
For sure. We are definitely going to link Cool Kids in the description down below. Also, he is streaming. He's trying to do a Nuzlocke, hasn't gone. The last 2 runs haven't gone very well for you.
The last 2 episodes weren't very good. Let's just say I almost died to Barry and I died to the first gym leader, so I might be restarting the Nuzlocke soon. So,
Just a bit.
Are you starting with Charizard? That might be the problem if you're not.
You know.
He doesn't know anything about Pokemon, so.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot your Pokemon's stupid.
I have. Squirtle.
Name it.
Oh,
Name
wow.
your Pokemon.
A Squirtle, wow.
Blastoise. No, it's Squirtle. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a Squirtle.
Then also, for anyone watching, go ahead and keep an eye out because eventually, hopefully this Friday or next Friday will be our Fruits Baskets video, which I'm hoping is going to pop off. And then eventually we will be starting our podcast, which is going to be, so I paid someone $100 to read One Piece. Eventually we will be getting those off the ground. But without further ado, thank you all for who's still here hearing me rant and rumble. And we will catch everyone next week for chapters 1034. I'm the Dark Britain. These are my amazing Nakama. And take